It's 11 p.m. The deadline is tomorrow morning, and you're watching a video about procrastination instead of doing the thing. Yes, the irony is not lost on me. Here's the strange part: you know exactly what you need to do, you know how to do it, you even want it done, but between you and the task, there's an invisible wall. You're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. About 1 in 5 adults is a chronic procrastinator. So today, let's talk about why you procrastinate even when you don't want to. First, let's kill the biggest myth. Procrastination is not laziness. Lazy people don't feel bad about not working. You do. That guilt you carry, that's the proof. It's also not a time management problem. You don't need a better calendar, because here's what science actually found. Procrastination is an emotion problem. You're not avoiding the task, you're avoiding the feeling the task creates: boredom, anxiety, self doubt, frustration. The task is just the messenger. Dr. Tim Pychyl at Carleton University spent his career studying this. His conclusion is one sentence: procrastination is giving in to feel good. When you open that task and feel bad, your brain has two options: fix the task or fix the mood. And fixing the mood is always faster. One tap, one scroll, one snack. The relief is real for about 90 seconds, but the task didn't go anywhere. It grew. Feel bad, escape, feel worse, escape harder. That's the procrastination loop. And here's the thing: you're not choosing this loop consciously, it's happening in the wiring of your brain, literally. In 2018, researchers in Germany scanned the brains of 264 people. They found that chronic procrastinators have a larger amygdala, the brain's alarm system. A bigger alarm means every task feels more threatening than it really is. Even worse, the cable connecting that alarm to the brain's calm down center was weaker, so the alarm rings louder and the off switch barely works. Read that again. Procrastination showed up in brain scans. It's not a character flaw, but before you use that as an excuse, the same research gives us the way out. Because your brain rewires based on what you repeatedly do, every small win reshapes the circuit. There's one more piece, and this one explains everything about deadlines. A researcher at UCLA put people in a brain scanner and asked them to think about their future self. Their brains responded as if they were thinking about a stranger. That's why future you can't win against right now you. When you procrastinate, you're not delaying work, you're handing it to someone your brain thinks is a stranger. Monday, me will handle it. Monday, you arrives, and guess what? Same brain, same alarm, bigger task. So, how do you fight a rigged game? You stop playing it on the game's terms. Here's what actually works: not motivation, mechanics. 1. Shrink the task until it's not scary. Don't write the report. Open the document. Write one ugly sentence. That's it. A tiny task doesn't trigger the alarm. You sneak past your own amygdala. 2. Use the unfinished task effect. Your brain hates open loops. Once you start, even badly, an invisible tension pulls you to continue. Starting is the whole war. 3. And this one sounds soft, but it's backed by research. Forgive yourself. Students who forgave themselves for procrastinating procrastinated less on the next exam. Because remember the loop? Guilt is its fuel. Cut the guilt, and the loop starves. 4. Remove the decision. Same task, same time, same place, every day. Because every time you decide when, you reopen negotiations with your amygdala. Routines don't negotiate, shrink it, start it ugly, drop the guilt, make it automatic. But here's the truth underneath all of this: procrastination was never a war against work. It's a war against discomfort. And the moment you can sit with a bad feeling for 90 seconds without escaping it, you win. Not because you became a productivity machine, but because the alarm learned it doesn't need to ring. So close this video, open the thing, and write one ugly sentence. I'll see you next Tuesday.